Welcome back, Shockers. This month, we're talking about the importance of self-care. So join me as I do a self-care routine. All right, Shockers, so welcome. Today, we're talking about the importance of self-care. You know, in our society, we're often told to neglect our vacation hours, work long hours, all in the name of being a hard worker and for productivity, right? Well, when we do that, it really doesn't leave a lot of opportunity for us to practice our self-care. But if you're able to engage in self-care, develop a self-care routine, you can help hit that reset button. You can help reduce your feelings of stress, anxiety, depression. You can help increase your happiness and your performance. So really what we want to do is we want to carve out a little bit of time to get back to developing our self-care routines and taking care of us, because that is how we're going to get back to maximizing our productivity, and not just at work, but also in school. So you might be asking yourself, yeah, I know about self-care, but why is it really important, right? Well, burning the candles at both ends is exhausting, and it definitely doesn't have positive consequences. It can often lead to burnout. This burnout can be felt in work, it can be felt in our school, it can even be felt in our hobbies, right? Taking away that enjoyment that we used to get from them. When we experience burnout, we often also experience high levels of stress, depression, we may get frustrated, irritated easier. We're just not having a good time. The self-care allows us to hit that reset button, to take a moment, look around us, reevaluate. When we do that and we take some time for ourselves here and there, that can really decrease our feelings of anxiety. That can improve our happiness. That can reduce our feelings of frustration. I'm sure we all have somebody that gets on our nerves or something that gets on our nerves. It can also increase the enjoyment that we feel when we do our hobbies, when we engage in those things that are fun to us. And above all, it helps us to relax, so we can get back to how we felt at the beginning, motivated, engaged, and ready to take on and do what needs to be done. But not just that, it also has a lot of positive benefits for our physical health and for our spirituality and helping us find and realize our purpose and our meaning. Why is self-care difficult? Well, I think there's two main reasons why self-care can be a challenge. The first is time. There's never enough time in the day between work, school, homework, studying, maybe helping take care of family or friends. It can be really hard to find time to make for yourself. But remember, self-care doesn't have to be an hour long. It can be as simple as 5 minutes a day, whether that's in the morning or in the evening, or in the middle of your day during your lunch break. The other issue I hear a lot about is cost, right? People think, self-care is expensive. You gotta get your nails done. You gotta go to a spa. You gotta buy yourself something. You gotta go to a movie. I don't have the money. Self-care doesn't have to cost anything. Look what I'm doing here. I decided to make, for my self-care today, a facial scrub with what I had at home. Oatmeal, some honey, a little bit of milk, and you just mix it all together and voila! You've got yourself a nice, rejuvenating facial scrub. So I challenge you to find what you have around the house. You might be surprised. Google, what are some self-care things that I can make at home? I think the answer would surprise you. The other issue that I hear a lot about is that comparison piece. We compare ourselves a lot to each other, and that goes for our self-care activities. What works for one person doesn't work for another, and that's okay. Don't feel discouraged. Keep trying until you find the self-care activities that work for you. Some people really get a lot of enjoyment out of reading, relaxing, doing something kind of like that. So I've got something for you guys to help you start to think and build your own maybe self-care routine. So I found this really cool list. How to build a self-care plan. So let's go through some of these dimensions of well-being and what you can do for them. Taking care of your emotional health. Talk to somebody. Have some self-reflection. Journal how your day went. Listen to music. Environmental. Take some time to be outside. As the weather gets warmer and as we get out of daylight savings time, go outside, open your windows, go on a walk, stargaze. Maybe you enjoy recycling, helping take care of the planet and save the turtles, right? Next is financial. Now this one I think is a tough one probably for all of us, especially now. But maybe look at starting a budget. What would that look like for you? Or challenge yourself. What could I cut back on? Maybe that I'm spending money on. Next is intellectual. Do something that stimulates your mind, right? Maybe watch a documentary. Maybe you do some reading. Trying something new, learning a new skill, something that really gets your mind working. The next is occupational. Look at your job. And this could also go for your academics as well. Learn something new, polish up your resume. Maybe take a class that you've been interested in and you're curious about if you've got some extra electives. Physical, eat healthy, sleep well, stay hydrated, work out a little bit. Again, it can be as simple as taking a walk. Social, get out and hang out with friends, lean on those supports. Spend time with your family. And then there's spiritual. Meditate, do yoga, maybe find something to be mindful about for yourself. These are just a few examples, by no means exhaustive, of some of the ideas to help start developing that self-care routine for yourself. And like I said, some of these will work for some and they won't work for others. And that's okay. If everything worked for us, things would be so much easier, right? Think about these 8 dimensions of well-being and see what pique your interest and where you can add them to your own life. So remember, shockers, self-care is very important. It's important for us all to take care of ourselves and our various dimensions of well-being. Life is precious, and life is meant to be enjoyed.